I'm here with Colm Dillon in Doonbeg Football Club this evening after the announcement that the club has secured funding of 186,000 towards their redevelopment. Fifth highest in the county, over 7 million allocated for Clare. But I suppose projects of this magnitude are very important to local communities. But it is the groups on the ground that are ultimately doing the work. So I suppose, Colm, tell us about, the challenges and, securing this funding and how important it is.
Yeah, well, I suppose we started the project about 4 years ago. We just did a review on the club and where we were going and the needs of the club. And we'd a lot to take into consideration, I suppose, because you have the rural decline, where we have a small membership number, and I suppose we just set out the needs, what we wanted, and the dressing room and a new gym facility became priority. So we set up a committee and went on the road from there. We've had a huge amount of work. I suppose the biggest part of Doonbeg is the community buy-in with every project that we do, and we're never left wanting. But I suppose the biggest issues we would have is just that your small membership base, you're constantly having to hand out, and it's so hard to raise money as well as run the club.
Yeah.
People don't realise what's involved in actually running the club. Even if you look at the field here, it just doesn't appear. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes money. So that's the biggest challenge, I suppose, that we faced it's a balancing act between running the club and actually raising the money that we needed for this development, because it's a massive task.
It sure is. And I suppose, how can government departments and local authorities and other funding streams, I suppose, help in that regard, in terms of, ensuring that this project comes to completion? Because there's other projects around the county are probably in the same position. So I suppose it's to get a sense of the need of support. Is it multi-annual budgets, or consistent budgets, or consistent funding to keep clubs like this going?
Yeah, well, we put a lot of hope on this grant, and the lift it has given us today from getting it, it's given, because if we hadn't got such a positive outcome, you'd be kind of wondering, geez, are we after 4 or 5 years here now and we're not making a whole lot of progress? So the grant is vital, and if there was more grants available down the line, we would be delighted to avail of them, and it gives everyone hope. So it's very important, very, very important.
The other thing, I suppose, is sometimes the professional knowledge that's needed with a lot of these grants. I feel that some of these big money grants, you need that professional person to put the thing together. So it's having that knowledge and that expertise within clubs, because the application, as you know, it takes time and effort. That people are busy, and clubs and everything.
For sure, it's you basically need someone solely employed to work on grants. There's so many, even if they're we got a significant grant just now, but the smaller grants, everything counts, but they take time. There's a lot of paperwork involved, and you have to be aware of when they're being advertised and so on. So it is grant. Just to apply for the grants is a full-time job, and it's a lot on top of small clubs,
Yeah. Well, congratulations again. It's great. The project will go from strength to strength and hopefully get completed. And I suppose you'll be going back in for further money in the future, which is very important.
Yeah.
And best of luck with the project. So thanks,
Thank
Colm.
you very much. Thanks. For